Hi Leo, this is Teresa from Tarot by Tea. I'm back and thank you for your patience. This month I'm doing readings a little bit differently. I'm doing timeless readings, so I'm going to ask the question, what does Leo need to know at this moment in time? And the topic can be anything. It could be love, it could be career, it could be money. We'll let the cards decide what the message should be for Leo for this moment in time. And I'm not going to do astrology in this video. I will do something separate for the astrology. So later this month, later in September. So let's see what the cards say for Leo. What does Leo need to know at this moment in time? And this is for Leo, sun, moon, rising signs. What message does Leo need to hear from the cards and the universe? What does Leo need to know? What message does Leo need to know? The Nine of Wands, the Judgment, the Tower in the past, the Seven of Pentacles, the Three of Wands, the Queen of Wands, the Star, the Eight of Cups, the Strength card, and the final card is the Hierophant. And the card under the deck is the Four of Cups. Okay, so you have gone through some changes recently, Leo. All right, so the first card here is the Nine of Wands, crossed by the Judgment. The Nine of Wands card, you are battle weary. You've been feeling like everything's been a struggle. And you might be overwhelmed with the struggle and feeling like I just can't go on. I can't continue. I just don't have any more energy for this fight. But the message of the Nine of Wands is don't give up. You're so close. Because when you get to the 10 of Wands, the struggle is over. So you're at the 9 right now. And you really just need to give it one more shot. Just keep, if you can hang in there just for a little bit longer, you will start to see the results of all your hard work and all your efforts, and it won't be so much of a burden. The burden will be over. Now, you also have the Judgment crossing. The Judgment energy is a card of it's a card of rebirth. It's a card of, I think you're having like a spiritual awakening at this moment, where you're realizing certain things about yourself and what you need to change. What do I need to change in my life? What do I need to change? I mean, you're really doing introspective work. How have I, where you're working on yourself, and you're realizing nothing in my life is going to change unless I take action and I make things happen. And part of that is realizing, what have I been doing that's been blocking my success? And how can I change that? How can I work on me so that I can be more successful in the future? And especially with the Nine of Wands, I forgot to mention this one more thing. Sometimes with the Nine of Wands energy, and especially now that we have all these retrograde planets, something that you thought was done, like you might have figured, you might have been working on something, and you thought, okay, I've done this, it's done, I've worked on this, I've resolved that issue. It may come back again to be worked on again. So it could be a relationship that you thought you were done with, and all of a sudden that person comes back for one more round. Or it could be a legal matter, or some issue that you figured, that you thought, okay, I've completed this project, I'm done with this. And then another little issue pops up, and you have to just complete this one more thing. You have to just do this one more thing. So don't give up. Just do that one more thing. Hang in there, no matter how difficult, because once you get past that, things are going to get better. And so now back to the Judgment. The Judgment card is about, it can represent rebirth, where you realize, okay, I have to make some changes. I have to get real. I have to, and in this case, you are the agent of change. You're choosing to be the agent of change, not the victim of change. With the Judgment card, you're saying, okay, I know what I need to do now. I know how I need to go from here. I need to work on me. I can't, one of the things, the best thing you could ever do in life is realize what you can control and what you can't control. Because then you're not wasting your energy on the things that you can't control. You're spending your time productively on how you can make a difference. So and it's real simple. The only thing you can control, you can't control anything outside of you. You can't control someone else, someone's thoughts, someone's actions, anything that happens to you, that's out there, we all go through it. We get hit with things. Life throws us curveballs every now and then. We can't control that, what happens to us, but we can control our reaction to it. We can control ourselves. We can work on us. And when you work on you, by working on you, you change everything outside of you. Because everything that you experience in the external world comes from within. Your inner state of mind, your inner state of being, your heart, it all originates from within. It doesn't happen from the outside in, it happens from the inside out. So once you see that and you change that perspective, you're going to start to see things shift in your life. And the Judgment is a great card because it means it's the last card of the major arcana. It's next to the last. The last card of the major arcana is the World, and that's the state of grace, completion, when you've arrived at the end of a journey. The Judgment, you're really close. You're waking up. It's telling you you're waking up to reality, and you're realizing, okay, I need to do this. This is what I need to do. Tower. You have the Tower in the past, so you came through a major event. Could have been a breakdown. Something was destroyed in your life. Either it could be a mental breakdown, a physical breakdown, a relationship falling apart, a job. The Tower seems to represent destruction. It destroys your old way of life. It destroys if you're on the wrong path, it will shift your energy, it will take away what you no longer need. Let's put it that way. So anything that this Tower destroys, it frees you. It's a freeing aspect as well as a destructive aspect. It's taking away everything that's false. So if you've been, not seeing the truth about something, the Tower will wake you up and say, okay, here's the truth. But whatever it takes away, it's clearing the deck for something better to take its place. So don't... it can feel traumatic when you go through a Tower experience, like suddenly everything has changed and everything is destroyed and now I have to rebuild from ground zero. But that's okay because you'll be rebuilding in a better direction. You will be freed of anything from the past that was no longer serving you, that was working against you, or so it could be behavior, mindset. If it's a health issue, maybe now you're starting to take better care of your health. If it's a relationship issue, you're waking up and you're changing your behavior in relationships. If it's a job, maybe if you lose a job, you're going to find a better position. Maybe you were staying there too long and it was time for you to leave, but you were holding on. And so the Tower, sometimes when you hold on to things too long and you really need to let go, the Tower will come in and sweep it away because it's like, hey, the universe is saying it's time for change. You can't hold on to this anymore. You can't keep going on this path. We need you on a different direction. We need you in a positive direction. So whatever you're doing that's been destructive to you, it has to end. You have the Four of Cups here. So you haven't really been happy with your life for a while. The Four of Cups is a card of boredom and dissatisfaction, feeling not valued by the people around you, and wondering, what else is out there? Maybe I should look for something else. Maybe I need to be on a different path because this one is not really fulfilling. And you want to be fulfilled in life. We weren't put on earth to suffer or to be unhappy. We were put on earth to be to live our truth and live our joy. So if that's not your situation, it's time for change. It's time to see where you need to make changes. And the judgment will give you the strength to do it. The judgment is like, hey, I'm the warrior in my own life. I am the leader of my own life. And I'm going to make some changes. I'm not going to sit there and wait for change to happen to me. Because with the tower, you may feel like a victim. Like, oh, everything fell apart around me. I had no control over it. It's a disaster. But with the judgment, you are making changes that it's like a part of your strategic plan. And you have the Seven of Pentacles here, which is about, okay, what's coming next? I'm going to start planting some new seeds, and let's see where they develop. So you might already have started. As a recovery from the tower, you may have already started planting some new seeds. And you're just waiting now to see what's going to happen, and is anything going to work, It could be a career move, or it could even be a new relationship. I think it's more just in life in general. Like, I need to change my life. I need to go in a new direction. The good thing is you have the Three of Wands coming up in the future. The Three of Wands is saying that whatever work if you've been working on yourself, and I think this is something that's recent, you're just starting to work on yourself, you are going to start to see improvement. With the Three of Wands, that's, a card of ships coming in. This is a card of the merchant who sent his ships out, with all the produce, and now they're coming back with the rewards, the payments, and the bounty. So you're going to get you're going to get results. And I'm looking for time cards here. Within a month, I think you're going to start to see an improvement in your life. There may be one more hurdle that you have to overcome. And once you get past that hurdle, you're going to start to see improvement. Even if it's just a glimmer of hope, it's going to be something positive. You have the Queen of Wands here in the future. Now, this could be your energy as a fire sign, Leo. Male or female. The Queen of Wands energy is someone who is a go-getter, a take-charge person. She knows what she wants, and she is determined to go get it. And she's going to take a leadership role in her life. So this could be your energy, deciding, I'm going to take charge of my life. I'm going to make some changes. I'm tired of the way I've been living in the past. I'm tired of the way things have been going in the past. I'm going to make a new start, and I'm going to work on myself. This could also be a person in your life that helps you. So it could be your energy. Court cards can be multiple people. It could be your energy deciding to be a leader in your own life, but it could also be someone that's working with you, that's helping you. And she's a no-nonsense person. She knows she's energy. She's going to go and get it and do it. So if you've been feeling beaten down by life, I think that you're going to start to feel that passion again to go and achieve something, to take action, to make things happen. You have the Star here in the reading, which is great. The Star is a card of hope, and it comes after the Tower. So even though, like at the Tower, when you experienced the Tower moment, you may have felt like, my life is over, everything's destroyed, I have no hope, my life's a mess. The Tower is saying, no, there is a silver lining at the end of this storm. Because once you stop wasting your energy doing the wrong things for your life, and you start focusing on how you can improve things and make things better, the Star brings hope. Yes, you can get to a better place. It's going to be in the future, because the Star doesn't give immediate results. It's something you have to work toward, and over time you're going to reach this. Now, this is in your negative thinking sector, so you may be doubting. You may feel right now like there's no hope, but don't feel that way, because there is. There is going to be improvement, but you have to do the work. You have to wake up and smell the coffee, as they say, and see what you need to change, what you can change. And it could be changes within within your behavior, how it changes in your view on life, how you relate to people, how you react to things that come your way. These are all the things that you can work on. Where do I need to take action? Where do I need to change my perspective on certain things? How do I need to show up in the world, basically? In your environment, you have the Eight of Cups. So the Eight of Cups is also a card about moving on to something more rewarding. So maybe some things were once good in your life and they're no longer fulfilling. Could be a relationship that was once good and it's just not doing it for you anymore. And it's like and you don't want to just be stuck in a boring, meaningless situation. That could be a relationship. It could even be a job when this comes up. But you're moving on. It's time to move on. It's time to move on to something different, something more fulfilling. And a lot of times with the Eight of Cups, there could be a spiritual component to this card. So what that means is you don't want to just do a job because it pays the bills. You don't want to do work just because it pays, it offers you security. You want to do something that has meaning for you, where you feel like there's a purpose. And I have passion, I have this goal, I have this mission, I have this purpose in life. So I feel like you're searching right now for meaning in your life. What do I need to do that can bring purpose and meaning to my life? Where I feel like I'm not just a machine, going through the motions. I feel like that's more of a career thing, but it could also be a relationship thing. If your relationship has been stagnating, maybe you need to work on bringing the passion back or bringing fulfillment back to it. And that could, for some of you, it could mean moving on to something else. And there's a moon in this card. So I feel like some things could be happening around a full moon. Because a full moon usually means completion of something, and it shines light on, so you're seeing things more clearly with the full moon. So I think you're going to come to some realizations in the near future of what you need to work on, what you need to leave behind, and how you need to move forward after this Tower event. The Strength card is in your wish fulfillment sector. And here is the Lion, which could represent you. The Strength is about learning to control the beast within. We all have a dark side. And we all have a side that just reacts emotionally without thinking to things that happen to us. So some of you could be having issues with anger. Maybe you have some anger and resentment that goes way back to maybe even childhood. And you have to deal with that. Sometimes the Strength card is about learning how to get your needs met without overreacting, without having a major come apart. Learning how to say, hey, this is what I need in a calm way. Not sometimes, we're afraid to ask for what we want and we have to be angry before we can do it. So you create like this big scene of anger. I need this. You don't say anything until everything builds up, the pressure builds up, and then you're roaring like a lion, like I want this, and then people are like, "What happened to you? You're crazy." It's just learning how to control your emotions, not going to extremes of anger or sorrow, or learning to find that middle ground, that balance. Learning so when things happen to us, we count to 10 before we answer. Before you hurl some angry outburst at someone. And sometimes you need to go to counseling to deal with this. This card says that counseling can help. It can help you see where you're being reactive. It can help you deal with controlling your emotions or dealing with your emotions so that you can operate from a calmer place, from a more logical place instead of just a reactive place. Because whenever we do something as a reaction, it's always a disaster. When you want to make a decision, you want to make sure you're calm and collected. You don't want to do it out of anger or out of, desperation or whatever when you're in an emotional state. You want to calm your emotions before you make a decision and take action. And there could be someone that helps you. It could be this Queen of Wands. I feel like you might be connecting with someone that's going to help you make some changes and see things from a different perspective and help you work on yourself, help you through this process. So if you have that opportunity, take it, go with it. The final outcome here is the Hierophant. The Hierophant represents wisdom, it could be a little bit of conservative energy, so you could be connecting with if it's a career thing or a business thing, it could be you're dealing with organizations that have been around a long time. It could be government. It could be education. It could be hospitals. Something that's been around that's stable, but also something that has a lot of rules and regulations. They're very rigid and conservative. Maybe that's some of the issues you have to deal with. But it's also following someone's advice, following what's expected of you, doing the right thing, doing the traditional thing. In a relationship, it could mean wanting to get married instead of live with someone, wanting a committed partnership. Now, the Hierophant is also Taurus energy. You could be dealing with a Taurus person who you may feel is very stubborn. Maybe you're dealing with someone you think is very conservative and stubborn. But for the most part, and it could also mean maybe it's time for you to share your knowledge if you're older and you have a lot of wisdom. You've been through a lot in life. Maybe it's time for you. Part of moving on could be, hey, I've learned a lot through this process, this tower moment, and I want to share my knowledge with other people. And you might be dealing with institutions that will allow you to do that. So the Hierophant is definitely, it's the high priest. You know, we have the high priestess in the tarot. That's the female energy of intuition. And then the high priest, it's called the Pope in some decks. It's a spiritual leader, spiritual guide. So you could be taking more of a spiritual path, connecting with spirituality, maybe a more conservative path. We're reconnecting. I feel like you need some divine connection at this time, some purpose or mission or meaning in your life. And you could get that through some type of, maybe possibly an organized religion or some spiritual path that really speaks to you. I think that could also help. So let's see what the angels have to say for Leo. What do the angels need to say? Or what message does Leo need to hear from the angels? Positive change. Awesome. So, dare to be different. When you are criticized, remember that you will never please everyone. Many brilliant and gifted individuals were not fully appreciated or understood in their own time, in their own lifetime. Yet it is often they who have sown the seeds of change. So, yeah, don't be afraid to be unique, to do you, but do you within reason. You know, don't do reactive you, do strategic planning you, you know. I feel like, yes, you've been through a tower moment, you've been through some difficulties, but that's in the past. And now you have an opportunity to move forward in a better direction. And you have a lot of support. You will have support as you do that. As you give up things that no longer serve you, as you move away from and learn to better take care of yourself. I think that's important too. And find some kind of spiritual connection. So this is going to be happening soon. So don't give up hope. And I wish you the best of luck in the coming days. So I'm going to leave it here, Leo. If you enjoyed this reading, click on the like button, click on the subscribe button, leave a comment. I love reading all the comments. If you like a private reading, click on the link in the description box. It will take you to my website and we can get you on schedule. In the meantime, work toward that star. It's there for you. Don't give up hope. And I will talk to you again soon. Okay, love you. Bye now.